5 seconds. Yeah, hello everybody, welcome down to the assembly area right now. It's almost time to get underway for the very first MG Trophy Championship race of the season here at Brands Hatch. A few cars in already, even though the race ahead, or the qualifying session ahead, is due to finish in a couple of minutes. So we are cutting things a little bit fine, but we wanted to have a quick chat with some of the drivers after that qualifying session. Let's just have a quick look how things finished in qualifying, shall we? Got a little graphic to show you of where everybody is lining up. It's a huge congratulations to Graham Ross for putting it on pole position. Just behind me I've got Lee Sullivan, he's going to line up in second. Doug Cole is in third, Jack Woodcock is fourth. Then we've got Robin Walker, Fergus Campbell, Sam Meager, Tyler Ballard, James Cole, Matthew Harvey, Paul Savage, Anthony Wigley, James Blake, John Donnelly and Jack Chapman, your 15 runners and riders. Just so for your interest, their pole position times are 1 minute 0.412. Lee Sullivan behind at 1 minute 0.868. That is how your 15 drivers line up. Let's take that image down. Let's go have a quick chat with this man here, Mr. Lee Sullivan. Lee, it's good to be back. How are you?
All right. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm very well. That's very nice.
Gotta think about you as well. It's not all about us, is it?
It's cold though, isn't it? Right, I spoke to Tyler Ballard a little bit. He was a bit unsure about tyres for this race. What have you decided to
I
go
was
for?
as well, but I thought, do you know what? It's just going to risk it and just go with my luck, I suppose. Just go with the dries. I think it looks quite dry out there at the moment. As long as it doesn't rain, I think the drier option should be the one, hopefully.
Should be the one. We know a bit of oil might have gone down, but you'll be all right, won't you, out there?
There's only one way to find out.
It's the same for everyone, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You must be happy with qualifying second on the grid.
Really happy, yeah. I mean, I obviously picked the good choice having all wets,
yeah.
But I do feel that if we'd have carried on a few more laps, then the people that went wet and dries were coming on quicker, where mine were going off. So I think I just timed it just right with the wet. So I was a bit lucky there, but I'll take it.
You're going to get Graham in this one?
He's not on my agenda, but if I can do it, I'll be doing it.
Fantastic. Helmet's on already. Best of luck for the race. Let's go see if we can grab a quick word with Jack Chapman. In fact, no, we've got Sam Meager here. He's out of his car. Let's just grab a quick word with Sam. Early stages of qualifying, he was leading the way. Sam, happy with how qualifying went? It's good to see you, by the way. How tall are you, by the way, as well? How tall are you?
6'5".
6'5".
I'm 5'7".
A bit of a squeeze.
Yeah.
You need a limo. Happy with qualifying?
Yeah, chuffed.
Yeah.
Never been in before.
Have you
so,
not?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, what tyres have you gone for? Because I spoke to a few people, they're a little bit unsure.
The Yokos.
Yeah. Okay.
Give it a go. See what happens.
Best of luck out there.
Cheers.
Best of luck. Enjoy it. Sam Meager, first time here as well. I wonder if we could just grab a very quick word. There is Graham Ross just coming in. He's your man on pole position. We'll catch up with him at some point throughout the course of the week. And don't forget, we've got race 2 to bring you tomorrow as well. And later this afternoon, we do have our exclusive paddock walk behind the scenes. You'll be able to watch that. I'm just going to very quickly chuck this in Jack Chapman. Jack, is there any championship you don't race in?
Yeah, cup today. I'm only in the trophy today.
It's good to see you again. How's
Thank
winter
you.
been? Have you done much testing, or you've just
None.
jumped straight in the car?
Last time I went out in the car was Snetterton.
Was it really?
Yeah, now I'm here.
You're a bit of a pro, aren't you, out there? What were track conditions like in qualifying? Was it a bit greasy?
Dreadful. I shouldn't have really took the slips, but here we are. I should have went wet, but you know, you live and you learn.
Well, there you go. Well, look, I never like to say you're at the back of the grid, but you are at the back of the grid, but you can make up some places here, though, can't you?
Oh, yeah. Have a bit of fun.
Good man. Cheers, Jack. Best of luck for it. The cars are almost getting underway. In fact, I think we have checkered flag up a bit. We've got James Blake just here. Just make sure we don't get run over. Let's just go quickly pop this. Hello, you're right. James, how are we doing? All right? We ready for this one?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we tested all day yesterday, but it was wet and that, and it went out this morning, dried yesterday, so we got nothing to lose.
It's looked like it's different conditions now for the race, doesn't it? From qualifying, it's quite greasy. Are you on the drier tyre here?
Yeah, we're on a dry tyre, so we got the Yokohama tyre. So yeah, we're good to go. See what we can do.
Fantastic. Almost time to go. Thanks for talking to us. Best of luck for the race. We'll just make sure we don't get run over. We're going to be okay. Here's Tyler Ballard just coming in as well. Just let him go and reverse. Of course, I caught up with him as we were walking down to the paddock. Again, he was unsure as to what tyres to use. Go ahead, buddy. Right, almost time for the racing action to start. It's happening thick and fast here at Brands Hatch. The qualifying session ahead is just finished. Now it's time for race one of the MG Trophy Championship. We are going to go get ourselves into position at the top of the media centre. That's where we're going to bring you the race action. And of course, don't forget, later on this afternoon, we are going to bring you all of the post-race reaction to live in the paddock. But stay tuned, it's almost time to go racing. Before we do that, and whilst we get ourselves back up there, let's have a little look back at what happened last year at Brands Hatch for the MG Trophy Championship. Roll VT, I'll see you at the top.
Welcome to the first race meet of the FG Barnes MG Trophy.
Josh Bromley, P2 in the 170s. Joseph Delgado on pole there. Matt Harvey pole for Class C from Chaz Riles. Lights out, and we are MG Car Club, FG Barnes, MG Trophy Racing here, and Adam Jackson makes an absolute cracker. Graham Ross to the outside, the second of the white cars, the blue car, the light blue car in the distance. The reigning champion is in P2, in car with Joseph Delgado through the legendary Paddock Hill bend up to Druids, and it's Adam Jackson leading. And it's Jackson, the Yorkshireman, who stays out front, but he's on the limit. You can see that. Graham Ross coming up to join as well, looking to get his first podium, I think, in the left-hand drive car, but it's Adam Jackson still leading as they come out of Clark Curve onto the Brabham Straight once again. A little bit of a breather for them. Battle for the lead continues, and Sam Kirkpatrick going right the way around the outside here. Kaylee Powell in front. Kaylee indicates, keeps over onto the inside line, but I think there was a bit of lost momentum there for Adam Jackson. We can't call that balking by any stretch, because Kaylee did all she could do moving over, but Adam Jackson does lose momentum. Nevertheless, a great move by Sam Kirkpatrick. Last leaders safely through. James Dennison getting into traffic as well, and through goes Josh Bromley into the class lead for the 170s. Josh Bromley leads. James Dennison, multi-class winner last year, is relegated to second, but immediately wide line into Druids. He's attacking, trying to get back. That was very quick thinking, and a mark of a good driver. Although he's lost the position, was straight on thinking about the optimum racing line going into Druids. James Cole is amongst this group vying for podium positions. Aston Wigley has a little wiggle going past Andrew Heron's car. Bit of a lock-up for him at Druids. Collects it all up though, doesn't lose too much ground on the 80 machine up in front of him, which is Tyler Ballard. So Jack Chapman under pressure from Tyler Ballard. And James Cole edging towards them in the 88 car. Cole from Aylesbury. Jack Chapman, the leader of this trio, comes from Chelmsford. Druids. If you go to the... Oh, and Adam Jackson gets it all crossed up and is in the gravel. Could be into the tyres. Oh, Jackson held that well in the gravel. That's one of the best saves I've seen in the gravel for a long time. But maintaining the lead, coming out of Clark Curve for the last time in this one, the opening race of the 2022 MG Trophy Championship, sponsored by FG Barnes. Here is the win, and it is Sam Kirkpatrick who opens the defence of his championship with a win. Adam Jackson, fastest lap, and led in the early stages, takes second place from Graham Ross. So Sam Kirkpatrick wins it. Kirkpatrick from Jackson and Ross. Josh Bromley still leading the 170s. And there was a little bit of excitement in the closing stages for second place in the 170s. And that was James Dennison going straight on at Druids. Joe Delgado takes second behind Josh Bromley. As a result of that, there is Joe Delgado, the man from Tapley in Hampshire, who takes second position, just ahead of him in the black and red car. Is the man who took the class win. That is Josh Bromley, a first class victory. First class in both senses of the phrase, I think we can say here at Brands Hatch, for Josh Bromley from Joseph Delgado and James Cole. Class C won by Matthew Harvey on his debut from Chaz Riles and Kaylee Powell. There is our outright winner, Sam Kirkpatrick. Is he going to do what he did last year and make it a double in race 2? Confirmation of the result: Kirkpatrick, Jackson and Ross from Bromley, Delgado and James Cole completing the Class B podium ahead of Tyler Ballard, Jack Chapman, Patrick Booth and John Booth in 10th. 11th goes to Aston Wigley from James Morton and John Donnelly. Matthew Harvey wins Class C ahead of Chaz Riles, then Andrew Heron and Kaylee Powell. Non-finishes sadly for James Dennison and Doug Cole. More for you after the break.
Welcome back over there. as you can see, we've managed to take a long walk from the assembly area all the way back to the top of the media centre gantry here. We had to make a mad dash because we thought they were about to head on out. The whistles went to put the helmets on, but actually they've got to repair the barrier. If you just put the camera up over there to the left, you'll be able to see a bit of work going on the barriers all up there as well. One of the cars did go into the wall for the final qualifying session of the day about 10 minutes or so ago. But almost time to get underway for the first race of the season though for the MG Trophy Championship. And it's going to be a cracker. Let's just pop on screen once more how your drivers are going to line up for this race. And as you can see, on pole position, Graham Ross. What a time that was. A 1:04.12. Lee Sullivan lines up in second place, a 1:08.68. Doug Cole is in third, a 1:01.050. Then we've got Jack Woodcock in fourth, Robin Walker, Fergus Campbell, Sam Meagher, Tyler Ballard, James Cole, Matthew Harvey, Paul Savage, Anthony Wigley, James Blake, John Donnelly and Jack Chapman. We just heard from Jack Chapman there. Funny enough, Charles, I don't know if you heard, I was chatting to Jack Chapman. He lines up last in 15th place. He went for the slicks in qualifying, hence the reason, well, I say slicks, not slicks, went for the dry tyre. Didn't work, but everybody's on dries now.
Right, yeah. I'm not surprised that people are out on dries now. But it was one of those touch and go situations for them for quali. That weird in between it being actually wet or dry. So it's interesting to know that people are trying different things out there, though. And as you say, sometimes the gamble pays off, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, that's motorsport, isn't it? It's part of the fun, actually, isn't it, Charles? Charles Boniface back with us now. You heard his voice during qualifying. He's now come to join us for race one of the MG Trophy Championship. What are you expecting from this one, Charles? I'm expecting a tight race. What are you expecting?
Yeah, I think it'll be a pretty tight race. I mean, obviously it's dry now, so people that haven't done any testing or anything coming straight into a dry race. And I know you spoke to one driver lining up in 7th that hasn't been here before. So
Sam Meagher, yeah. So and at one point, actually, the early stages of qualifying, he was the fastest man on track for about the first 4 minutes.
Yeah. Well, for people like himself, he's basically got to learn a whole new track now because driving a track in the wet compared to driving it in the dries is very different. Your braking points change, how much speed you can carry changes, what the car's doing underneath you changes. So he's got to go out there and basically relearn it on the fly, which is always very difficult. Added extra difficulty for them all as well is that with all that oil that's been put down from the last qualifying session.
Yeah, you can see a car actually on the flatbed now been taken away. That actually, I don't know if it slipped on the oil, but you can see the front, the bonnet, it's taken a bit of a battering in the barriers there. So, but the course cars are heading off track now, so we won't be far away now. Apologies, Charles, I interrupted you.
That's all right. I was just going to say the marshal's doing a splendid job as always, cleaning everything up and getting the dust out and trying to tidy the track up best they can, ready for these guys to go out and hopefully have a good clean race with everybody finishing. That's what we're looking for.
Interestingly as well, I spoke to Lee Sullivan there. He lines up in second place. I said to him, are you going to go get Graham Ross, of course, on pole position? He said, he laughed. He said, not really, he's not in his sights. But Lee Sullivan's been away for 7 years. His last race was in 2016 when he came second overall. So, but he's back. He's in second place. He doesn't think he's a match for Graham Ross, but less than 0.4 of a second a gap during qualifying. He's in this, isn't he?
Yeah, of course he's in this, and he's saying that. You always play it down. I think a lot of drivers they'll play it down to themselves, but really what they're thinking in their own head is, I can go for this, and.
Well, we must stress there are different classes. So Graham Ross is Class A. He's in the MG ZR 190. Sullivan is in the MG ZR 170 in Class B. In fact, it's a nice spread actually across the top five. So Graham Ross on pole in Class A. Lee Sullivan in Class B. Doug Cole is Class A in third. Jack Woodcock is fourth, Class B. And Robin Walker is Class A in fifth. So it's A, B, A, B, A. B actually, because actually in sixth place Fergus Campbell's Class B. I mean, what a spread that is. That just proves how tight and close this is going to be. Cars now heading out on track as well, Charles.
Yeah, it's definitely very close. It's nice to have everything mixed up, but I think that again goes to show that changeable conditions, the drivers really come into play, and some drivers maybe outperforming their cars in retrospect to other people now. It'll be interesting to see now that we've got a nice dry track, whether those cars with that extra power are going to be able to just make their way through, or whether the guys in the 170s will be able to hold them off.
Yeah, I mean, you can just see there, can't you? Graham Ross and Lee Sullivan, they've just gone over that long line right down there. Well, just as you come onto the back of the grid there, that's a dump of oil, isn't it? The marshal's done an amazing job of cleaning it up. I just wonder if people might just be a little bit wary in the first few laps.
Yeah, well, I believe they've got a green flag lap. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yeah. So they'll be trying to spot where all of that oil and dust and everything is while they're wandering around on that. As far as I could tell, it was from the entry of Surtees on the outside all the way round towards paddock. So there's quite a lot that it could have potentially been spread on. We saw the puff of white smoke come out that car ourselves as it passed us. So yeah, potentially there's a lot out there, but grid's lining up, looking lovely as you can see, and hopefully some good racing just about to happen.
I've just actually had confirmation. It's 2 green flag laps.
So
we're going to have 2 green flag laps. Yes, just be aware of that. I think there is a bit of concern about not just oil on the track, but there's a bit of dirt being spread over at the far side as well. So we'll be cautious of that. Just a quick reminder, everybody, this is your show as well. One thing that we like to do at Live Sport Now, one of the reasons why our F1 style media to the club circuit style works is because it's all about engagement as well. So do get in touch with us. We can see your comments, we can show them on screen as well. The best place to do that is at Live Sport Now on YouTube. There is a link in the body of this broadcast. Give it a click, it'll take you straight through. If you comment in that live chat, we can show it on screen just as long as you keep it clean. And make sure you hit subscribe whilst you're over there as well to make sure you don't miss any of the MG Trophy Championship in 2023. We are going to be live at every single round, 10 races across the season. It is going to be a cracker. Right, we get underway for our first green flag lap. Just a reminder, there's going to be 2 green flag laps here.
Plenty of time for them to warm up the tyres and get themselves nice and settled for the race. Speaking of comments, Ian, I had one come through to me earlier reminding me of when I led a Formula V race round here from David and Sharon Hand. So if you're watching, hello to you both.
Please comment if you are watching, comment below. Charles is doing a great job, isn't he? So give him a bit of a G up because he's doing a fine job. Thank you for joining us today, Charles. We do have Mitch Marie with us a little bit later as well, I'm delighted to say, and Katie Donnelly, who's actually just in there right now. She's going to be joining me on the MG Trophy Championship behind the scenes paddock walk when we do that later this afternoon, up close and personal with the drivers. Going to have a good look at the cars. It's unscripted, anything can happen. Make sure you come back for that one. A wonderful array of cars right now across the MG Trophy Championship. It's going to be an absolute blinder of a season. If you do want to find out more, there is a link in the body of this broadcast wherever you're watching it: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn, and it will take you straight through to the MG Trophy Championship website. Do give it a click, but maybe don't click it till after the race.
Yeah, definitely not. Leave it till after the race. One thing I will mention with that comment, they did also point out the fact that I was in the safety car at the time when I was leading that race.
Oh, well, you didn't mention that. You didn't mention that, Charles.
As far as I'm concerned, it still counts. But some information for them watching, and especially for their nephew Danny, and any other racing drivers that are watching. I have spoken to the clerks of the course today and the stewards, and they have confirmed with me that all of the speculation about changing track limits and penalties currently is not in effect. So all of last year's rules.
Interesting.
All drivers watching, so you know, ready for your first round if you haven't had it already. You can race just as you did last year. Penalties and track limits have not changed.
Okay, because it caused quite a bit of controversy. Very good point to make there, actually, Charles. It did cause quite a lot of controversy, didn't it?
Yeah.
Early in the calendar year when it came out, it was announced and across all the groups in club racing up and down the country. There was a little bit of uproar, I think, as well. And I think let's hope common sense prevails and we stay as we are. I mean, I'm sure a lot of race drivers will think track limits are a bit tight as they are, but that would have made it even tighter, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it made a lot of people very unhappy. There's a lot of comments and things being made. From a driver's perspective myself, I wasn't a big fan of it. Not only was it that track limits were getting tighter and something in places that don't have all of the systems that MSV circuits have will be finding it very hard to manage and to monitor, but also the penalty system. I mean, the whole point of us having 2 free ones is so that we can get a warning and a black and white flag and sort of been being told to calm down. Going straight into time penalties that you don't find out till you get out the car is always a difficult one, because if you're leading the race by 3 seconds, you're going to keep that margin.
Absolutely.
But if you don't know you need to push it to 5 before you to actually take the win, it's a tricky one. But yeah, hopefully, like you said, common sense will prevail, and we can all just enjoy our racing.
Absolutely. Comments coming in as well. Sorry to interrupt you, Charles, but we are about to go racing. Comments are coming in, so please do get in touch with us. As you can see down there, we are missing. It's number 7. Oh no, Robin Walker is down there. Just trying to see who are we missing. It's Doug Cole, isn't it? Yeah, we're missing Doug Cole. So we are missing Doug Cole. So the line up, Graham Ross on pole position. He's got Lee Sullivan alongside him. Just behind there, Jad Woodcock in 4th. We're about to go racing the MG Trophy Championship for 2023. Fergus Campbell looking like he's moving forward a little bit, but we go racing. It's a good start by Lee Sullivan. Looking like, can he get ahead? Can he keep that nose ahead as they go into Paddock Hill? Ross has the inside line open. It's Sullivan who takes the lead going down Graham Hill Bend. Off they go, and Sullivan getting a good head of steam. Everybody getting through safely. What a start by Sullivan, Charles.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. Round the outside into Paddock. Now that takes bravery, trust me.
Fergus Campbell has just got past Ross as well into Druids. So it's Sullivan from Campbell from Ross. That's your top 3 at the minute. Woodcock looks like it's stayed in 4th place in a minute. Off we go. Lap 1 halfway through, and everybody on track. Everybody having a good race. It's go, it's lights out. We are green racing here for the MG Trophy Championship live at Brands Hatch.
Yeah, everyone's got away cleanly, which is again a very important thing. No one likes to see accidents on the first lap, especially the first race of the season. Everyone coming through nicely, some nice gaggles out there. We've got a couple of cars side by side as well, and a potential go for the lead as well.
Campbell's trying to have a little sniff down the outside going into Paddock Hill. He's cut off though. Sullivan says no, you're going to have to work a little bit harder than that to get through. Lots going on all through. Sullivan who leads Campbell, Ross, Meager, Woodcock, Ballard, Savage, J. Cole, Harvey, Chapman, Blake, Walker, Donnelly and Wigley. They are your 14 runners and riders. Remember, no Doug Cole, unfortunately, in this race. Down they come. It's still Sullivan who leads as they go into Graham Hill. A very difficult corner indeed. Safely through to go. Tyler Ballard is nipping at the heels as well. Got himself up to 4th place. He's having a great start to this race. And Fergus Campbell now looking like he's going to try and get on the inside.
So I think Sullivan's going to try and carry the inside, try and defend. It will be potentially 3 abreast into the braking zone.
Well, we've got a fascinating 3-way fight for the lead here as well. Sullivan Class B, Campbell's Class B, Ross's Class A sticking with him. Ross trying to have a little look again at Campbell, maybe round the outside. He's going to try and get a bit of a switchback, a better run down into Graham Hill. He's going to have the run, but Fergus Campbell knows how to close that door, and he does as well. Will that allow Sullivan perhaps just to be able to stretch his heels a little bit? And look at this, Sullivan all over the back, Ross all over the back of Campbell. Oh, they almost come together, don't they? But Ross goes back up to 2nd place at the expense of Campbell, drops down to 3rd.
Beautiful move down the inside into Surtees there. I think the first lap or so he was just maybe taking it a little bit cautiously, unsure of the conditions. You don't want to throw away such an advantage position as pole. So now that I think everything's coming up to temperature for him, he seems to be absolutely on a charge.
Yeah, he's right onto the back of Lee Sullivan already. So Graham Ross, the man who started on pole, dropped down to 3rd, back up to 2nd. Now he's trying to sniff and get away past Sullivan, take the win. Fergus Campbell's still sticking in it though, but it looks like this time Ross has got a good run up into Druids. Can he get his nose up the inside? He can. Can he hold it though? Sullivan, unfortunately, forced to go wide, and Ross retakes the lead. It's been an eventful race for him already. We've got to 16.5 minutes, long way to go, 20-minute race in total. Long way to go in this race. Is Graham Ross, now he's warmed up, going to be able to stretch his lead? He's already got, what, 5 or 6 car lengths already?
Yeah, I think he's going to then pull away from these 2 after that. Like I say, everything's come up for him now. He's got into his rhythm, and he should just pull away with the pace that he's displayed on the last couple of laps. Sullivan now just needs to make sure that he doesn't lose another position and holds on to that 2nd place.
Right, as they come over the line, It is Ross who leads. Sullivan is in second. Campbell's in third. Sam Eager in his first ever race here at Brands Hatch in fourth place. Tyler Ballard is fifth. Woodcock has dropped down to sixth. James Cole is seventh. Savage is eighth. Chapman is ninth. By the way, Point or Jack Chapman started 15th and last. Well, 14th technically. We've got 14 runners and riders. Did have 15 for qualifying. No Doug Cole, unfortunately, for this one. But he's already up to 9th place is Chapman, so watch out for him. Harvey in 10th. Blake is 11th. Walker's 12th. Donnelly's 13th. And Wigley is 14th. They are your 14 runners and riders for round one, race one of the MG Trophy Championship here live at Brands Hatch. Remember, keep your comments in. What have you made of the opening salvos here? It's been eventful. It's been exciting. And already Fergus Campbell's at the back of Lee Sullivan trying to have a go right at the front. There on your camera, you've just been having a little look there at Donnelly and Wigley battling over 13th place, but back to it now, back with the leaders, and it is Graham Ross now is starting to get a bit of a gap out front, Charles.
He is, but we also need to remember that I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Ian, the battle for second overall is actually the battle for first in class.
It is, that is absolutely correct. So Graham Ross is Class A in the MGZR 190. Sullivan and Campbell both in the MGZR 170 in Class B. So it is for class win. It matters. It's important. Just a quick note though, the overall champion can come from any class. So getting as far front as possible really does matter. And here we go. Look at this gaggle of cars coming in. Ballard's right in there. Meagher's in there as well. Woodcock's in there. James Cole's in there. This quartet are going to have a race-long ding-dong at a minute, aren't they? And Sam Eager's starting to come under a bit of pressure from Ballard, Woodcock and Cole. Cole all over the back of Woodcock. Cole in the green car, as you can see there. James Cole all over the back of Woodcock. Something's going to happen between these four. I mean, in a good way. There's going to be position changes all over. What incredible racing we are seeing here for the MG Trophy Championship in pretty miserable conditions. It's pretty cold, isn't it? There's a bit of wind here. The track is a little bit greasy, but enough for dry tyres, and that's what everybody's on right now. Now we're seeing a fair going. Fergus Campbell up the inside of Lee Sullivan. What happened there? Sullivan was so slow up the hill. I wonder if he's got a problem because he looks like he's going really slow now. He's going so slow around Druids, and Fergus Campbell just flew by. And look at that, Lee Sullivan's got a problem. Oh, I don't believe it. This is a real shame. Lee Sullivan, what a great start to the race he had. Got into the lead, but he's got a problem. He's going to be retiring the car. It looks like he's out of the race, and look at that. He's got smoke coming out of the car. Park it up, Lee, park it up and get it away from the track and get out of it and let the marshals do it. What a job they do. Big up the Orange Army. They've had a bit of work to do, haven't they, today already, the Orange Army, so thank you very much for that. And unfortunately, Lee Sullivan parks up the car and he is out of this race.
Yeah, very unfortunate for him. He was doing very well up to that point, and he has been an absolute star though, and parked it in almost the perfect place. They should be able to recover that without any damages to the actual race running itself. There's a yellow flag out at Graham's that we can see, but other than that, I think that should be enough for them to just recover it under yellows.
Yeah.
Loads of respectful racing further on back. People giving each other room, being very vigilant of their mirrors, and being very close as well.
Well, we must make a note as well. Tyler Ballard now up to third place on track, second place in Class B. And look at this, Sam Meagher, Jack Woodcock having a good go with each other too. It's allowing Tyler Ballard just to get a little bit ahead in the blue number 80 there. Number 5. Sam Meagher there in his first race here at Brands Hatch, but he's got Jack Woodcock all over the back of him now, and James Cole in the green machine just hanging back, just thinking, go on lads, have a go, and I'll see if I can get through you as well.
Yeah, it's always fun when you pick up the pieces of other people's mistakes, but it's even better.
Cole's coming to the pits. James Cole's coming to the pits. Number 88, he's in. Has he got a problem as well? Oh no, what a shame that is. We're 12 minutes into, sorry, we've got 12 minutes left of this race. We're 8 minutes into the race. Unfortunately, we've lost Lee Sullivan, and now it looks like Cole has come into the pits. No Doug Cole either. He didn't start this race. It's not a good day for the Coles, is it, so far?
It's really not, no, but they may be back out tomorrow. I believe they've got another race tomorrow.
They have another race tomorrow, absolutely. Yes, they do. So Ross leads, Campbell's in second, Ballard's in third, Meagher's fourth, Woodcock's fifth, Savage now up to sixth, Chapman is seventh. Chapman started 14th and last. He's now made up half of the field as well. He's in 7th place. Harvey's in 8th. Walker's in 9th. Blake's in 10th. Donnelly's 11th. Wigley's 12th. James Cole in the pits. Looks like he might be out of this race. And as we know, Lee Sullivan 14th. He is definitely out of this race. But Ross now leading this by 2.486 seconds. He's in control, isn't he? He is in Class A, of course, in the MGZR 190. Campbell in second place, but leader in Class B in the MGZR 170. Tyler Ballard, by the way, that's great for him, isn't it? He's now up to third place on track, second in Class B. Just been making up places, we have mentioned him a few times, but he's kind of out on his own a little bit now in third place up there, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, and as this race has gone on, it's all started to stretch the field out a little bit. People have found sort of their rhythm, and they've obviously come to grips with the now dry surface, that it was very different for them in qualifying. But it's still very tight, as you can see, coming through your picture.
Sorry to interrupt, Charles, but Jack Woodcock, he's having a good go on Sam Meagher. Has he got the inside line? Has he just got enough? Sam Meagher shuts the door on him and says, no, not this time. You are going to have to find another place to get through me there. Great driving by Meagher, because it's the first time out at Brands Hatch. A good driving by Woodcock, not to go to the back of him, really.
Yeah, fantastic driving from the pair of them. Very respectful, and leaving each other just enough room.
Look at Savage as well. Sorry, Paul Savage. He's going to go round the outside, is he? He's not really got the right line, but he might get a better run down Paddock Hill. Oh, he's gone a little bit wide, and it's like Chapman's going to have a run at him as well, though. Jack Chapman from 14th place. He's currently up to 7th. Can he make up another place? He's going to try and go around the outside of Druids. He's not going to get it done there, though. Can he get the cutback?
I don't think he's going to have the legs to be able to get him for Graham's.
No,
he will defend nicely.
Either.
There we go.
But again, look at the line Woodcock takes through Graham Hill. He has such a tight line. He's got such confidence behind the wheel of the car, hasn't he?
Yeah, much cleaner line, and he's maximising, or doing his best to maximise the exit, which is, like I said earlier, what it's all about coming out of Graham's, because it gives you just enough, if you can, to get alongside for Surtees. But they're still now very close as they're coming across the line, so will he have another look into Paddock?
Oh, this is an absolute thriller all the way through the field. The battle that we're kind of focused on right now is this battle at the minute for 4th place overall on track. We must say it is for 3rd place in Class B, though, between those two. So it matters. Oh, and look at Woodcock goes round. Can he make it stick again? No, incredible driving by
But he will
Sam
come back
Meagher.
underneath him. Sorry to cut you off there, Ian. He will come back underneath him. We'll have the outside line for Graham.
Oh, it's
He'll
super. Lost in the late break,
he'll
isn't he?
concede
Almost
the
touched.
inside, but he will get the drive out.
Oh my word, this is incredible. Look at that, you've got Meagher down there, Woodcock, Savage and Chapman. This is an absolute thriller, it really is. 8.5 minutes left to go. This is going to be the best 8.5 minutes of the weekend. It's an absolute corker so far. Oh, look at Chapman's having a look at the inside of Savage now. Can he quite make it stick? He can't. I think he had a bit of a tighter line through, so he might just lose a bit of momentum as they go on the straight, and he does. It just allows Savage a bit of breathing space, but Savage is so quick in a straight line, isn't he? All of a sudden he's reeling in Woodcock in front of him.
Down the inside into Paddock.
Super late by Woodcock, but Meagher again just holds on. If you are wondering, out front, by the way, Graham Ross is comfortably in the lead from Fergus Campbell. Tyler Ballard in 3rd place. Gap up to 3 seconds now for Graham Ross in the lead over Fergus Campbell. Meagher has the inside line this time. Last of the late breakers again. There is action going on further back as well, just behind this battle. Harvey's kind of having a bit of a lonely race there in 8th place. And we've got Walker, Blake, Donnelly, Wigley, and as we've said, we've lost James Cole and Lee Sullivan from this race, unfortunately. But my word, this quartet up here are providing us with an incredible battle. Sam Meagher, Jack Woodcock, we've got Savage and Jack Chapman as well. It is remarkable. Paul Savage right in 3rd in this battle at the minute. 6th on track, and actually 2nd in Class A. Well held off again by Meagher every single time. This is incredible racing. How they're not coming together is beyond me, Charles. These guys can drive, can't they?
Yeah, they definitely can, and I don't know either, to be fair. He's super late on the brakes into Paddock. He's got so much confidence on the brakes there. It's absolutely fantastic. But again, he just can't make it where he's just long enough where he's alongside just long enough to actually take the position. If I can get my words out.
Well, it just shows how tight and how close it is. This time, though, Woodcock is up the inside. And can he make this one stick? I think Meagher might have a better run, does he? And look at Savage, though. Look at the closing speed that Paul Savage has on the 2 in front of them. And Meager might lose two positions here in a short space of time. I think he's just managed to get enough run. In fact, the toe behind Woodcock has managed to keep Savage back, and it's given him enough speed. But we do have a position change now. Woodcock has got past Meager, but Meager now has a good run on him. He goes straight to the inside though, does Woodcock. Is going to force Meager to go around the outside, and as we've seen numerous times, he's not going to get it done there.
Yeah, that was a lovely move by Woodcock, just up the inside there. I've done it with myself. It feels great when you make it work.
Woodcock has a moment and he's off. He's off, he's going to carry on going, but he went wide. He hit something, maybe just outbroke himself. You can see the nose getting all out of shape, and that's handed Sam Meager a gift here. And he goes back through, and now Chapman's going to try and get Woodcock, and does. Chapman up another position here.
I think that's 2 in 1 lap for Chapman there.
I believe he's up to 5th place now, which is quite remarkable, considering he started 14th and last. Well, we don't normally do driver of the race, but at the minute Chapman's got a good shout of it, hasn't he? Now Woodcock, though, all over the back of Chapman. 5 minutes still on this race to go. I just don't want it to end, Charles. I do not want this race to end.
No, it's been very exciting so far, and as we keep saying, very clean and very respectful.
Through goes Woodcock. He does get it done. He has managed to just last gap through the inside at Druids. Gets it done on Jack Chapman. But Chapman again having a look. Perhaps I thought Woodcock might be a bit tentative going into Graham Hill, having just gone off the track there. Oh, great racing, nose to nose. Whilst this is going on though, this is allowing Sam Meager just to get a little bit of breathing space here, isn't it?
Yeah,
at the head of this quartet.
It definitely has, and that was one of the things I was going to mention. Are these two going to squabble, or are they actually going to think we can still get back on the back of Meager here? And I think they're trying to actually try and do that. So a little bit of smart, not teamwork so much, but smart driving by the two of them. Let's make it a three-way fight rather than us scrapping over one place lower.
Exactly. Paul Savage just dropped back a little bit, hasn't he? Sort of 7 or 8 car lengths now. Interestingly enough, Tyler Ballard, the fastest man on track. He's just done a 56.624. That's the fastest lap of the race. He's having a bit of a lonely time of it. It's Tyler Ballard. He's currently in 3rd place, 2nd place, 3rd place on track, 2nd place in Class B. Graham Ross, your overall leader, has got a 1.781 second lead. That's actually coming down. Fergus Campbell in 2nd. It was 3 seconds at one point. So I wonder if Fergus Campbell thinking, right, we've got less than 4 minutes to go. If I'm going to win this race, I'm going to have to put the foot down now. Different classes, so Ross in Class A, Campbell in Class B, Tyler Ballard in 3rd place, also in Class B. What a battle we are seeing. Now here we go again, and already is that Woodcock again up to the back of Sam Meager. That mistake so far hasn't proven too costly. He did lose at 1 place. Well, he lost 2, didn't he? But he did manage to get back past Chapman, and now he's trying to have a go at Sam Meager and get that position back. It matters because it's for 3rd place in Class B, last podium place for Class B. So he will want that trophy, won't he?
He definitely will. I think it's a little bit of gap management out of the front. Oh, he's up the inside.
He's done it, and now Chapman's going to have a little look as well. Chapman also in Class B. So this could prove crucial for the championship come the end of the season. And look at that, Sam Meager holding on. Oh, and was there a little bit of tap there? A bit of a love tap, I think, maybe. It just pushes Chapman a little bit wide. Just had to think twice. Sam Meager holds on to the position. Chapman drops back a little bit.
And if it isn't exciting enough already for you, Ian, it's spitting with rain. So it's starting to want to rain over here.
I think with 2.5 minutes left, I don't think it'll impact this race too much. We do have another race coming up for you a little bit later this afternoon. Race 1 of the MG Cup. That's going to be live across the MG Car Club social media channel. Do stick with it if you fancy watching that. But back to this after this race as well. Oh, Chapman and Sam Meager again. They just look so nervous when they get alongside each other. This time, though, Chapman has the inside line as they run up the hill towards Druids. Last of the late breakers. Who's it going to be? It's Chapman. Well, they broke him out at the same time. That gave Chapman the advantage, and he's back past Sam Meager. I'll tell you something. For your first ever race at Brands Hatch, Sam Meager's having a baptism of fire here.
He is, but he's actually doing very, very well for himself at the same time. He can be very proud of this performance. And if he keeps going like this, I think it'll be a very interesting couple of races this weekend for him.
I tell you, I'm already excited for tomorrow's race. Race 2 live for you tomorrow. You can tune in and watch that. Do not miss it. Live Sport Now is the place to do it. If you haven't already, make sure you go over to a YouTube channel. There's a link in the body of this broadcast. It says watch both races live here. Make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss it at all. It's so entertaining here. We've got just over a minute to go. Just trying to look for the race leader. There he is, Fergus. It's Fergus Campbell getting closer. He's managing the gap really, is Graham Ross, the number 92. He's leading the race. Starting on pole. Did drop back to third though, didn't he, in the early stages of this race?
He did.
It was actually Sullivan who led the opening salvo. But he's sadly retired from this race with a bit of smoke pouring out the back of the car. He's been towed back to the garages now. Let's hope he can get that sorted. It's nothing too terminal and he can get back out tomorrow.
Yeah, it's been a pretty lonely race up front there, for the top three at least anyway, after the first few laps. They have just had something a little bit exciting happen. They've had a couple of bits of lap tracking, but so it's given them a couple of overtakes towards the end of the race.
Well, just interesting as well, at the back of the field, we haven't mentioned it too much, we should. Wigley's just got past Walker, so Wigley's now up to 10th, Walker's 11th, so with 30 seconds left to go, where is Ross? Are we on the last lap? We are now on the last lap of the race. It's Ross who leads, Campbell in second, Ballard in third, and it's Woodcock, Chapman, Meagher, Savage, Harvey, Blake, Wigley, Walker, and Donnelly in 12th place. We lost James Cole and Lee Sullivan from this race, so about to come over. Graham Ross is barring, I don't want to say it in case I do get it wrong, Tyler Ballard's been closing the gap quite significantly as well. He's been going around very well, although Ross is now the fastest man on track. Graham Ross is going to come out of the final corner. It was a bit of a hairy start for him, but he's managed to get it back, and here he comes. Graham Ross wins the opening race of the season for the MG Trophy Championship. Fergus Campbell comes over in second place, but importantly takes Class B win. Ballard's in third place. Now, who's it going to be? It is going to be Woodcock, isn't it?
Yeah, and then Chapman after that with Sam Meaghan following up. So after a great dice between these three, or was four, last couple of laps just sort of spreaded them out a little bit and they come across the line nicely.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, confirmation. Woodcock in fourth, Chapman's in fifth, Savage in sixth. It looks like, well, what happened to Meagher? What happened to Sam Meagher? Let me just see if that corrects, because I've got Harvey in seventh, Meagher in eighth. Did he have a last gas problem at the end there? I'm not so sure.
He did cross the line, Ian, so I think it might be a transponder issue.
It might be a transponder issue. We'll get that confirmed for you.
So he's still up there.
He is still up there, isn't he? So Ross, your winner. Campbell in second. Ballard in third. Campbell, your Class B winner. Woodcock, fourth. Chapman in fifth. I've got Savage in sixth. Still got Harvey in seventh. Meagher in eighth. We'll double check that for you. Blake in ninth. Wigley in 10th. Walker in 11th. Donnelly in 12th. Checkered flag has fallen. Let's just pop TSL up onto the screen so you can see for yourself how things have finished here at Brands Hatch. What an entertaining race that was. Charles, your thoughts, please.
I don't really know what to say about that. Almost speechless. Very entertaining race, lots of excitement, brilliant driving there from a lot of different people, and very respectful racing. No real contact to speak of that I could see at least, and most of them came home in one piece and made it all the way to the end, and those that did seemed to all have a very thrilling race.
It was a real shame to lose Lee Sullivan so early on in the race, but full credit to him. He got into the lead, held it for a little bit. We did see Graham Ross come back, but he had a problem. But boy, oh boy, did he do the right thing, get it out of the way, because he could have stuck it to the side, brought out a safety car over the red flag, but he didn't. So Lee, you won't be watching this because you'll be down there, but if you do watch this back, kudos to you, mate. That was some real good driving, not just on track, but to have the nous to park it out the way is pretty savvy, right?
Yeah, 100%. Did a brilliant job parking that up exactly where it needed to be, so it could just be pulled away. No needed for any stoppages, safety cars or anything like that, so brilliant job. I think, though, it will make race 2 very interesting. With him starting further back, I think he will be fighting his way through, and it means we're going to have a lot to talk about. We are going to have a lot to talk about. Don't forget to tell us what you made of that race as well. What did you think of that? It was an absolute corker. Oh, we've got Peter and Katie. Go on, guys. That was a good race, wasn't it? Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, it's a shame we lost a couple there, and I don't know what happened to Doug. I don't know why he didn't get out. He's in the end garage, so I don't know. He's going to be gutted. He is. Katie, you're going to join us for the paddock walk a little bit later this afternoon. We are going to get live reaction down there from that race. We'll find out what happened to Doug as well, won't we? But who was your driver of that race?
I can't say.
For me, Jack Chapman. I'm going to say Jack Chapman.
We can't say because we know.
We have an award for that.
Oh, do we? Oh, we're not allowed to.
So we have to keep it secret, otherwise it spoils the surprise.
No sitting on the fence, that's all we like. We'll let you guys go anyway, but thank you so much for that. It was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. We'll have more cars.
See you later.
We will, we certainly will. Right, time for us to go get a spot of lunch. Like I said, Katie's going to be joining me this afternoon for the exclusive paddock walk, where we are going to get live driver reaction from that race. What an absolute corker. That's not it. Again, like I said, later on, just after the lunch break, actually, it's into the lunch break now. Sun's just come out as well, hasn't it? So no rain. We've got the MG Cup Race 1 to bring you. That's going to be live across the MG Car Club channel, so make sure you do tune in for that one as well. If you like what you've seen and do want to find out more about the MG Trophy Championship, there is a link in the body of this broadcast. Give it a click. You can do that now, actually, because the race is finished. Congratulations to Graham Ross. Congratulations to everybody. We've just seen one of the best races we've ever seen, ever, of the MG Trophy Championship. It was an absolute corker. Let's go get some lunch, and we'll see you later in the paddock for live driver reaction. Thanks for watching.